Forex Signals, the world's most profitable Forex resource.
Alright, traders, pretty epic music, but pretty epic day. What we have is sort of a lot of confirmation of what we've been talking about in the last 2 days. So Monday we're saying, let's just wait and see what happens with this US dollar. Let's just see if this US dollar's got legs. Yesterday we're saying, yeah, it's looking a bit sketchy. Looking a little bit sketchy here in terms of this follow through. It's not really manifesting itself. And you're starting to see some buying coming through on the commodity currencies, mainly the Aussie and the Kiwi. And we said, well, one of those things is not happening as well, and that's on the Canadian dollar. So yesterday we're like, well, let's just see. Looks pretty weak here on the US dollar. Potentially we're going to start to see US dollar sell off. In Asia we started to get it. Okay. You got a little bit of it in the end of the US session, but in Asia we started to get it, and we got it on the pound as well. So the pound's in play. For me, and the way I trade, and I'm pretty patient when I enter, I'm getting many signs across the board to get short the US dollar. Okay, it's not just the dollar yen. It's really, I think, going to be a structural change as well. Huge move in gold, $20 today. I think that the market's really going to try and push the top side now. Very little reason to be long the US dollar, and the US dollar longs are definitely worried about this price action. That being said, is any short-term trade that I'm looking at as well, apart from all the trades I'm about to do, it is short the DAX. Broke the previous high, breaks it high, rallied 300 points. I think it's a little overdone here. It's a little rejection here at the start here. This is pre-game. that's letting me know that this is a little overbought as well. So I put a little short in here. We're going to see if this follows through here today. I'm not looking for a lot, just a little 100 points down. So it is hard to sell the DAX, and I haven't traded it for a little while. I have been waiting to buy it. I missed a lot of buying opportunities, but I do sell every now and again, and that's a pretty clear sell signal to me too. A risk reward's great, just stop above that previous spike. But let's get to the real game. The real game here is selling US dollar. You can pick your poison. The trade we're talking about yesterday is the dollar CAD. It was up around about 130, 160. We're talking about looking for opportunity to sell it. You got it with this price action here. So what we had here is stalling at the 130, 190. Starts to fall, little pop higher, fail, come back down, rally, fail on the previous support, rally, fail, previous support. Came in today, and I'm looking at this sort of price action. I'm like, wow, I'm selling this. Stop just above that 130, 150. It's working out great, and this is a trade I think it's got 200 or 300 pips in it. So in terms of what we're going to do here, I'm not in on the account at the moment, on the Signal account, on the streaming account. So let's just go ahead and bring up that dollar CAD chart. This is my main way I'm going to look at it, but I'm basically going to be selling, I'm happy to sell the US dollar against everything. And this is a little late, but I think it's got plenty of potential. And same sort of stop loss anyway. Entry's not great, so I'm just going to lower it down to a quarter lot. And put your stop just here. Put the stop just here. They may have a little bounce in the US session if they're not believing this. But you're seeing a little bit of US dollar selling in the US session, then the Asian session, then no real reversal here in the European session. I'm pretty sure this is clear now what's about to happen. So for me, I'm hopping on. And look, we just got that. Okay, can we not rally before I buy, please? God damn it. God damn it. God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. Look at you guys. Look at you guys. Stopping me entering all the trades I want to do. Because I was preparing my little market. And pound. Aussie's a little high, but it's doing its own thing. The one I was looking at there is Aussie yen, so just a little bit of exposure to the yen, not too much. Alright, now I think this is going to get pretty serious in terms of the size of the move, and I'm prepared to be holding this for a few days now. I think the market's getting memos everywhere that there's going to be US dollar sell-off, and it's just time to get involved. In terms of the market moving and you not be able to get into the trade, yeah, that's hard. Clients ring up and say, well, can we buy now? Well, I'm like, well, you can. It depends. Are you part of this 200-point move team, or you're part of this, this is just a short-term rally taking out a couple of stops from the pre-NFP. So it depends how you see it. This has just broken that NFP number. I literally was going to buy down here if the stream was on. I've got in a little late, but it's okay. Dollar yen, I'm not going to be selling. That's the one pair I will stay away from. It's just that risk on at the moment a little bit with just everything going on. The crosses, I think, going to play their own game, so I'm not going to get involved in that. But definitely, I like the pound. I think the pound's got the biggest short cover to come, and I like the euro. If we can show some grunt for the first time, start to move higher, then I think we get some serious buying going on in the next couple of weeks. So this is the reason I'm so excited and the reason I'm so adamant about it is that I was like looking for this particular sort of price action in the last couple of days. Everything's getting confirmations for me. I'll lose a bit of money if this is a false move. I'm willing to back this view now for 10-20% of my account, just because I do feel that everything's aligning and it makes so much sense to me what's about to happen as well. And it's about time that we've had some moves. I'm really positive about the CAD. I think that it's going to be gangbusters here. Break that level, break 130. That's my main one here, selling dollar CAD. So this has overshadowed a little bit of what I said I was going to be talking about today, which is that Kiwi sort of game. Now the Kiwi game's hard. Kiwi game's always hard. And it's no different this time. You're getting some rally, you're getting a little bit of left behind. the rest of the rally, but it's still quite strong. Back above 72. People ask me how are we going to play it into the RBNZ. Look, a lot's priced in, and I think the market wants to be long Kiwi. So the shorts are worried, and I think any sort of selling that we get tomorrow is going to be short-lived, unless they go absolutely crazy, the RBNZ, and they might cut by 0.5. Then you've got a different game. But if they just cut by 0.25, I doubt we're getting even to the low 70s. I doubt we're getting even below 71. And if the US dollar is getting wrecked everywhere, I think they're going to use it as an opportunity to buy that dip. So that's my main view. So people who are caught short, they're worried, and they should be. I think this is not turning into the easy RBNZ that we wanted. In terms of where I would sell tonight ahead of that RBNZ, yeah, look, if we get to 73, if we get to 72.80, 72.60, I'd be potentially having a little sell here, just because the market's probably going to take profit into that announcement. And, I am got a sneaky suspicion they're going to talk very dovishly. But, it's a short-term sort of trade, and it's not something I'm really too keen to be playing. If you're long Aussie Kiwi, just keep long Aussie Kiwi, though. There's no reason to be out of that just yet. I mean, you can take profit, but I'm just going to see what the RBNZ says. I mean, RBNZ is skewed a little bit towards the negativity, skewed a little bit now because it's priced in that there's going to be a rally afterwards, but so is Aussie going to rally. So it's like, well, this one's not going to be the biggest effector. If they don't cut, though, that's game over for this trade. They will cut. It's 0.25 or 0.5. So I'm sort of, I'm not so interested in trading the Kiwi at the current levels. I would fade just for the RBNZ release on another pop higher if it gets dragged up with the euro and a pound rally tonight. And if it gets super smashed down, then I'm looking at Kiwi yen. Kiwi yen as my sort of buy and hold for a couple of months sort of trade. Let's have a look at that one. If they do cut by 0.5. Alright, if they cut by 0.5, probably going below 70 or close to 70. I'll be buying near 70. It's a nice little level. Alright, so that's just, even if you're wrong, you'll be right at some point probably, as long as stocks don't reverse it, do something silly. So yeah, so shorting the US dollar is the game right now. If you're not short the US dollar, be very careful if you're holding US dollar longs. This is going to get messy in my opinion. And if you're looking for an entry, if you're not in already, enter small or be patient for this pullback. But things are starting to happen, and the reason you might not get an entry here is because it's got a lot of room to move. Okay, so yeah, I rarely am I so excited about a potential trade, but I am right now. Just me checking the room. Haven't even had a chance to breathe. Yeah, look, I mean, there's some people who are still holding short pounds, and that's interesting, Trade Wizard. If you like this sort of price action against you, yeah, but I don't. And if you think the euro is about to go on a stampede, this is going to get dragged up, and then the shorts are heavy shorts here on the pound. And the short squeeze could be real. So there's no central bank to come save you. There's no data really to come save you. This is timing wise on this US dollar move is critical as well. So I mean, look, people ask me what you can do to enter. Little side exploration here. If you've ever traded with options before, this is not a bad time because it's not priced in any big move. Now options are longer term views, and at the moment options are extremely cheap, and so some of the options that you can get for say 3 or 4 months here aren't even costing you anything to get some sort of relatively crazy moves, right? Euro calls at 115, 117. They're very cheap. Um, if it becomes reality, and this is the theme you're seeing around the markets at the moment, that the Fed is failing, the Fed has lost its ability to react to the market. That if the Fed doesn't react to these two good job numbers, that they're no longer going to raise rates at all this year, and that they're ineffective and they've lost control of their monetary policy. Um, you're seeing that with the bond yields starting to fall everywhere in the US. Then you're going to see this US dollar sell-off be something special, I think. So, but I'm biased. I'm pretty biased here. But so an option is one way of doing it. My broker Easy Markets does do options. Nick has links there if you want to use Nick's link. You want to use some IB link like Nick's, just because if there is problem, he can back you up, right? But if there's a problem, you just come see me. I've been in this community for about 6 years, and I know what's right and what's wrong. So any problem, I'll be able to sort it out. And also if there's contention about stops and stuff. I mean, that's the most things that people worry about, stop hunting it and things like that. Always got we like to provide the quotes as well, just so the market's trading off. Now, in regards to some of the features that my broker does offer, apart from options, it does actually provide you with the ability to enter with something called deal cancellation. This looks fancy, but what it is actually a 1 hour option on, say if you bought the pound, it's a 1 hour put, and so if the market goes down, you can cancel out your trade, and it's actually relatively cheap at the moment. But what we're going to look at here is euro. Alright, I'm going to buy with some deal cancellation. Actually, this is the wrong time to buy because the market's spiking. It's based on volatility on the last 5-10 minutes. So this is actually a lot higher than it would usually be. Let's pick something which hasn't broken higher yet. Come here, my dollar CAD. So this is where you game this sort of. This is terrible, guys. If I come in here and show you like about 30 minutes ago, then the pricing of these options were extremely cheap. But the last couple of minutes, we've seen some big moves. So the options, they react to volatility. But that's something I can explain to you anyway. So I will come back and have a look at these trades a little bit later. Basically, if they're negative for the first hour, I can cancel them. And if they're not, I'll just let them run. And you pay a little premium to begin to get that extra protection on your account. Usually 10 to 15 pips. Alright, but back to the market. So, no, this is sweet, isn't it? This is gonna pay me a nice little bonus on the market, right? So we're kicking on here. We're not really slowing down too much. Everything seems like it wants to be US dollar sell-off. Dollar yen's not really playing. Your dollar yen's doing its own thing anyway. Just remain. Don't get too excited, but just keep on holding. Pound's a bit stubborn at the moment, but I think it's going to be dragged up with it. So, if you're not in, maybe on the pound, dollar Swiss, don't touch. Just leave that alone. Leave that alone. Just trade the straight euro long and straight pound long. Aussie US dollar. We're talking about yesterday that it was potentially going to break that top side. All right, now it hasn't potentially broken anything. Now it is smashed that top side. So it broke that 76, 60, 70 level, closed back at the level, kicked higher at the start of Asia. This is just on a rampage now. Little resistance still gets to 78.50, which is that previous high from back in April. I'm gonna have to have a look at that. So buying dips till we get to 78.50. You might get a nice level in 76.60 again at some point, depending on maybe the RBNZ. If they're ultra dovish, will drag down the Aussie. But yeah, if you're short, you got to be careful. Just look, the thing that you do here, and this is the only option you got. If you can't close a trade because you're down half your account, you hedge. Yeah. If you can't hedge because that's how you blew up your last account, all right. Well, it's better than doing nothing, and just hedge half. Okay. Now these are not the best things to do. The best thing to do is close your account. To close your, not close your account. To close your trade. Take your 50% hit because the market's going up. Don't get emotional. But doing something's better than nothing. Hedging here is better than doing nothing. Riding it out and getting out of your trade by chance because the market reverses will reinforce a negative habit. And the next time the market doesn't stop, it blows up the rest of the 50% of the account. So what we're trying to do here is, if you can't close because it's too big a loss, just hedge. If you can't hedge fully, just hedge half. If you can't do nothing, then don't ask me for support because I just can't help you, right? Literally, okay, add 100,000 in your account, you won't be stopped out. That's the only other option, right? It's and that's the sort of thing, that's sort of if I'm dealing with clients, and you deal with a lot of clients who are losing because they fight the trends. You got to give it to them blunt like that, and that's just reality. So I'm a chief deal here in Australia for that broker. But look, yeah, and look, a lot of clients are short. A lot of people are still short Aussie. They've been short from back in these days. They just can't get it out of their minds. There's this big sell-off that happened in April, and we didn't get the sell-off after they cut here in July, in August, sorry. So they're just like, well, it should be going down. They want it down. Yeah, well, it should be going down, but it's not. Everything's telling it's going higher. Now it's not an Aussie problem. Now it's a US dollar problem you got. So there's always two sides of the story with the currency. You got to worry about both currencies that you're trading, and this US dollar getting wrecked here. So Aussie by itself might not have rallied, but with that weak US dollar, you're going to get that topside action. Stops are being hunted here. Pretty sure there's some pretty nice stops reported above 74.30. Look, it's a little overbought, but I don't see the pullback being too great, and I'm a buyer on the pullback. Let's have a little look though how our friends are going. So how do we know this is real? If tomorrow we're doing the stream and we're above 112.20 and the pound's above 31.20, then this is really going to be more real than it is right now. Pound dollar CAD below 130, suggesting more and more gains to come. This is not just a short-term movement. I think this is something real. If the US can't gain after that NFP report, it can lose a lot. And if you're waiting for Yellen and the Fed speakers to come out and save you, you'll be waiting a long time. So that's pretty blunt. Pretty blunt. US dollar bull. US dollar bear to the bone. Can't get more bearish. I've downloaded the wrong one. Is that guy selling or buying? Let's find out. Was that guy selling or buying? Yeah, he's looking for the sell. Yeah, but well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. So just quickly, because the market's about to do some big moves, we're going to pull up the those long-term technicals, just so you know how much further we've got to go. We'll bring up the Credit Suisse technicals as well. I'm not really going to spend too much time on technicals here though, because it's more of a sentiment shift, this move. And the number of analysts now talking about the Fed being without teeth and not willing to raise no matter the data is starting to get, well, it's turned dramatically in the last couple of days. Yeah, well, I'm saying the pound's going to go up a little bit. I mean, look, the pound's potentially the hardest one of all of them to trade. Pound and the Kiwi in the next 24 or 48 hours. You know, there's still sellers out there on the pound. But yeah, mate, that's the takeaway. That's the big takeaway here. If you're long US dollar, get short. I mean, you don't want to buy the pound against some other pairs because it's going to be a little bit hectic, but buying against US dollar seems like a good risk reward, and the price action is starting to perform it. If you want to wait for one more day to see it go to that next leg higher, then that's fine. But it's giving clear indications today that it wants to go higher. Yeah, we'll check that RBNZ report in a sec. And I'll go back and put some stops on those trades in a little bit as well, guys. Don't think that I'm trading, this sort of move without stops. I'll be using some stops. So you can disregard the euro on this page. The euro is not really giving that clear. Those levels aren't real because the market hasn't broken out of that range for a long time. Dollar yen, those are real. Those are real. And the pound, they look pretty nice too. That third support on the pound is the one I was looking to buy off as a tactical long, but now I've changed and just gone in at market because it feels like the short squeeze will overtake this. Aussie dollar is now well above its 200-day moving average. Almost every metric it's bullish. I mean, it's just using a big figure resistance there. It hasn't got much in the way of resistance on the way up. And Kiwi dollar, the cluster of support that you're looking to buy off tomorrow is at 71.11. 70.86. If they do something ultra crazy like 0.5 cut, just check how the 70 level holds or not. It could still be a buy. Could still be a buy on the dip. Just you want to see the price action off the 70. We'll update you tomorrow anyway at 9 GMT. Alright, so this is Deutsche Bank talking about the RBNZ. Now, what he's saying here is true. There is a 20% chance of a 50 basis point cut. Therefore, a 25 basis point cut in reality is hawkish. Yeah? Because the market's pricing in the chance of a big cut. So the small cut is actually hawkish. But don't forget there will be a statement and then a press conference and then a follow-up press conference. So there's multiple ways in which this RBNZ governor, Wheeler, we call him, because it's his name, but Wheeler is going to potentially try and talk this down. He has a job to do, and the job is get the New Zealand dollar lower. He has failed in the past with this job. He has delivered in the past with this job. Let's not forget, these are the guys who intervened in their currency not that long ago. And that was aggressive, and that caught the market off. And you know what I mean? Like, I haven't talked about that because it hasn't been raised too many times, and it's these guys actually intervened. Not like dollar yen, not like Japanese talking about intervention. Literally intervened aggressively, reversed the market, caught the market long, and smashed it. That was a couple of years ago. Yeah, so RBNZ may do something crazy like that. If you hear anything like that, get out of your longs. All right, that's you don't want to mess around with an active intervention. But unlikely to do that. The only reason they'll do that is if they get really disappointed and really angry, and probably a lot higher. If they lose control of the currency. All right. So the other point they make is they've only done 50 basis point cuts after the Christchurch earthquakes and the Lehman collapse. So these guys don't usually do the big cut. And another thing they're pointing out is there is no positioning in the market at the moment, which is interesting. You don't really see that very often. All right, these guys are actually bearish. Interesting. Yeah, well, they were surprised by the rally after the RBA cut, so let's not read in too much of these guys then. Early morning read. So this is the macro guy, and I like to read him when it comes out. Don't get it every day, but the macro guy is going to let us know if there's something happening in the bond markets that we're missing, and probably there is. Let's jump down to the bond markets here. No, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. All right, but I think this is going to become a scenario. If you want to look at the current 10-year yields, these are the important ones. They should be going higher as we're entering a rate hike cycle. But the rally since Friday has been pulled back. Okay, not to the below the 150 level, but that 150 level would be pretty key as well. And there is some concern that there might be this collapse of the yield in the 10-year. Anytime, if that does happen in the end, that's going to be the catalyst for that US dollar sell-off I'm talking about. Okay, and that's basically happens if the traders lose faith in the Fed raising anytime soon, and then they'll put it to the Fed. Those bond vigilantes will come out. And the funny thing about this is actually this is buying of the bonds. To get the yield to go down, you have to buy the bonds. So, a bit weird. Alright, let's have a little update on the market there. Can't see everything when it's down. Things are looking pretty good. So we're looking for continued US dollar weakness into the US session as well. Targeting about 50 points higher. Pound, maybe 60, 70 points higher. Pound's got more room to run because the stops haven't even started yet on this pair. And we're looking for the dollar CAD to break 130. Timothy, you asking about the dollar Kiwi, the Kiwi dollar? Then yeah, there's huge upside risk tomorrow, mate. Huge upside risk. All the burden of proof is on the RBNZ. They have to deliver and deliver aggressively, otherwise the market will rally. Remember, the Kiwi was the market leader. It's still the highest yielder in the whole, all the major space. Sorry, can't really call Kiwi a major, but you know what I mean. Of the big pairs, it's the biggest fringe pair, that's for sure. Alright, is there any particular pairs you want me to have a look at, guys? So the trades we've got here, we've got the nice little Aussie Kiwi going. We've got a long pound, a couple of long pounds actually now. Long Aussie yen, Short dollar CAD. You can go long dollar CAD yen as well, and long euro. And I don't know about this pound Kiwi. That was a trader copied off the room. Let's have a look at some of these trades actually. It was a trader copied off the room, and I didn't do enough research on that. Actually, I mean, look, I was just wrong on that. I thought that the Kiwi would be a little weaker and the pound would recover, but it hasn't so far. So that's a trade I'm going to have to cut, but it is only 1/10 of a normal size. Let's have a look at Wolf. He's gone short the euro. Good luck with that, mate. That is a dangerous trade, and you are stopped out probably soon. You're stopped out already. Big River. Okay, I don't know why this is such a natural trade for you guys. I mean, what part of that price action in the last 2 days was let's sell into that? That your risk alert system is off. It's a bit crazy. Fanfocus@gmail.com. I do like your long, and I think this is Good Boy. All right, so Good Boy has obviously made money on this trade then, because the pound has kicked higher. And that was an interesting trade. That's a pretty good trade. Alright, so short Kiwi, the most common trade that I see a lot of my clients doing. Let's not do that trade just yet. Let's do it a little bit higher. If we get the opportunity, because there is that risk that the RBNZ disappoints tomorrow. And basically, you want to be free rolling into that announcement. You want to be up 20, 30 pips. Okay. So if you can get in at 72.50, and then at the end of the US session, it starts to roll down because of the RBNZ coming up. It's early in the morning, remember, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock? Double confirm that. It is 7 o'clock. The press conference is at 8 a.m. And the Wheeler additional speech is at 11 a.m. So, yeah, you can sell Kiwi. It's not the worst trade in the world, but it's not as clean and as, as normal as you would think, right? RBA taught you anything, it's that the market's expecting this, and it doesn't have to go down afterwards. Long Swiss yen, I don't trade, and it seems a little bit dangerous. Billman back in the house with his long Aussies and long Kiwi from 8 hours ago. Probably doing okay. Buying Kiwi is aggressive. I don't know if he reads the. I don't know if he's he's just a. I think he's a technical trader. Oh, he doesn't know the RBNZ's coming up. He just does not care. All right, good luck with that. That's aggressive. That's aggressive. And 6 hours ago, we have a short on the pound that would have been stopped out, probably, unless he took profit already. What's his target here? Okay, no, it was a really small trade. So yeah, he's got it. So he's been taking profit already. So that's pretty good, guys. I won't go any further into the trades, but double check your instincts, right? When you see a trade, especially when you're a new trader, just check your instincts go and look at, say, come here to Forex Signals and ask what's going on in the market. Can I do this trade? Saving that, go look at TradingView, see how professional chartists are looking at the market. See if you can get someone to give you backup to your view. Don't just trade within the first 10 minutes of opening up your broker account. First 5 minutes for some of you, first minute for some of you, and saving that, then get a personal deal. Yeah, so look, big thanks out to Nick anyway for letting me do this. I mean, Nick's set up a really nice platform here for allowing traders to come and to chat to you. And while the majority of them are signals, I'm not a signal anymore. I was for a long time, but now I work for a living. All right, so good luck, guys. You got my views here on the market. I might put a couple of trade ideas into the. I might put the few of these trade ideas into the room later. Selling dollar CAD would be the one probably I'll pick there. That's the one I'm most firm on. But tomorrow we're going to be reviewing the market's reaction to the sudden US dollar sell-off and see if it's got legs. If it's higher tomorrow, you can't really debate what's going on. So big into the mic. Alright guys, good luck with your trading. I haven't looked at Nick's account lately. It was back up to 180 last time I was looking. That's amazing recovery. Jeez, it's volatile. I wonder if we can trade the chart of his account. No, but it's a good recovery, so I'm sure he's going to be very happy on his next update. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 GMT. We'll talk about the RMNZ tomorrow.